get started. Chapter 8. His father read the note from the prince, both slowly, putting his big finger under the words as if they were bugs he was trying to keep still. When he was finally done, he laid the letter on the table and rubbed his eyes with his fingers and sighed. The rain beat a sad rhythm on the roof of the motel. That stuff ain't nothing anybody else can catch, his father said. I know it, Rob told him. I already told that to the principal once before. I called up there and told him that. Yes, sir, said Rob. His father sighed. He stopped rubbing his eyes and looked up at Rob. You want to stay home? He asked. Rob nodded. Okay, sorry. It feels like I missed something. Okay. I thought I missed something. Sorry. Don't you just hate it when you have to sneeze? Okay. His father sighed again. Maybe I'll make an appointment. Get one of them doctors to write down that what you got ain't catching. All right. Yes, sir, said Rob. But I won't do it for a few days. I'll give you some time off. That'd be all right, said Rob. You got to fight them, you know, them boys. I know you don't want to, but you got to fight them, else they won't ever leave you alone. Rob nodded. He saw Sistine twirling and punching and kicking, and the vision made him smile. In the meantime, you can help me out around here, his father said. Do some of the maintenance man work at the motel. Do some sweeping and cleaning for me. B.A.U. champs, running me rad. There ain't even enough hours in the day to do everything that man wants done. Now go on and hand me that medicine. His father slathered and slapped the fishy smelling ointment on Rob's legs, and Rob concentrated on holding still. Do you think B.A.U. Champ is the richest man in the world? Yes, his father. Nah, his father said. He don't own this one itty-bitty motel now, and the woods. He just likes to pretend he's rich is all. Why? I was just wondering, said Rob. He was thinking about the tiger pacing back and forth in the cage. He was certain that the tiger belonged to Meow. I don't know how to pronounce this. B.A.U. Champ. And wouldn't you have to be the richest man in the world to own a tiger? Rob wanted desperately to go see the tiger again, but he was afraid that he had imagined the whole thing. He was afraid that the tiger might have disappeared with the morning mist. Can I go outside? Rob asked when his father was done. Nah, his father said. I don't want that mist rained off you. It costs too much. Rob was relieved almost that he had to stay inside. What if he went looking for the tiger and he was not there? Rob's father cooked them macaroni and cheese for supper on the 2-burner hot plate. They kept on the table next to the TV. He boiled the macaroni too long and a lot of it stuck to the pan. So there weren't many noodles to go with the battery cheese. Someday, he told Rob, you and me will have a house with the stone, and I'll do some good cooking then. This is good, Rob lied. You eat all you want. I ain't that hungry, his father told him. After supper, his father fell asleep in the recliner, with his head thrown back and his mouth open. He snored, and his feet, big with crooked toes, jerked and trembled. And between the snores, his stomach growled long and loud, as if he was the hungriest man in the world. Rob sat on his bed and started to work on carving the tiger. He had a good piece of maple, and his knife was sharp, and in his mind he could see the tiger clearly. But something different came out of the wood. It wasn't a tiger at all. It was a person with a sharp nose and small eyes and skinny legs. It wasn't until he started working on the dress that Rob realized he was carving cystine. Sounds like Rob has a crush. He stopped for a minute and held the wood out in front of him and shook his head in wonder. It was just like his mother had always said. You could never tell what would come out of the wood. It did what it wanted and you just followed. He stayed up late working on the carving, and when he finally fell asleep, he dreamed about the tiger. Only it wasn't in a cage. It was free and running through the woods, and there was something on its back. But Rob couldn't tell what it was. As the tiger got closer and closer, Rob saw that the thing was Cystine in her pinky party dress. She was riding the tiger in a string. Rob waved to her, and she waved back at him. She didn't stop, and she and the tiger kept going past Rob, deeper and deeper into the woods. Chapter 9. His father woke him up at 5:30 the next morning. Come on, son, he asked, shaking Rob's shoulder. Come on, you're a working man now. You got to get up. He took his hand away and stood over Rob for a minute more, and then he left. Rob heard the door to the motel squeak open. He opened his eyes. The world was dark. The only light came from the falling Kentucky star. Rob turned over in bed and pulled back the curtain and looked up at the window at the sign. It was like having his own personal shooting star. But he didn't ever make a wish on it. He was afraid that if he started wishing, he might not be able to stop. In his suitcase of not thoughts, there were also not wishes. He kept the lid closed on them too. Rob leaned on his elbow and stared at the stars and listened to the rain gently drumming its fingers on the roof. There was a warm, glowing kind of feeling in his stomach, a feeling that he wasn't used to. It took him a minute to name it. The tiger. The tiger was out there. He got out of bed and put on shorts and a t-shirt. Still hot, his father said when Rob stepped out the door, and still raining. Said Rob, rubbing his eyes. Yes, sir. If it don't stop soon, the whole state ain't going to be nothing but one big swamp. The rain don't bother me, Rob muttered. One day of his mother's funeral, it had been so sunshiny that it hurt his eyes. And after the funeral, he and his father had to stand outside in the hot, bright light and shake everybody's hand. Some of the ladies hugged Rob, pulling him to them in jerky, desperate movements, smashing his head into their pillowy chests. Okay then. If you don't look just like her, they told him, back and forth holding onto him tight. Or they said, you got your mama's hair. That cobwebby blonde. nose through his hair and patted his head like he was a dog. And every time Rob's father extended his hand to somebody else, Rob saw the ripped place in his suit, where it had split open when he stopped Rob to make him stop crying, and it reminded Rob again, do not cry, do not cry. That was what the sun made him think of, the funeral, and so he didn't care if he ever saw the sun again. He didn't care if the whole state did turn into a swamp. His father stood up and went back into the motel room and got himself a cup of coffee and brought it back outside. The steam rose off of it and curled into the air. Now that I'm a working man, Rob said shyly, could I drink some coffee? His father smiled at him. Well, he said, I guess that'd be all right. Rob went inside and poured himself a cup of coffee and brought it back outside and sat down next to his father and sipped it slowly. It tasted hot and dark and bitter. He liked it. All right, his father said after about 10 minutes. It's time to get to work. He stood up. It wasn't even 6 o'clock. As they walked together alongside the back of the motel to the maintenance shed, his father started to whistle, mining for gold. It was a sad song he used to sing with Rob's mother. Her high, sweet voice had gone swooping over his father's deep work, like a small bird flying over the solid world. His father must have remembered, too, because he stopped halfway through the song and shook his head and cursed softly under his breath. Rob let his father walk ahead of him. He slowed down, stared into the woods, wanting to see some small part of the tiger, a flick of his tail or the glow from his eyes. But there was nothing to see except for rain and darkness. Come on, son, his father said, his voice hard, and Rob hurried to catch up. Chapter 10. Rob was sweeping the laundry room when Willie Mae, the Kentucky Star's housekeeper, came in and threw herself down in one of the metal chairs that were lined up against the cement block wall. You know what? She said to Rob. No, ma'am, said Rob. I tell you what, said Willie Mae. She reached up and adjusted the butterfly clip in her thick black hair. I'd rather be sweeping up for some pigs in a bar than clean up after people misplace. Pigs at least give you some respect. Rob leaned on his broom and stared at Willie Mae. He liked looking at her. Her face was smooth and dark, like a beautiful piece of wood. And Rob liked to think that if he had been the one who carved Willie Mae, he would have made her just the way she was, with her long nose and high cheekbones and slanted eyes. What you staring at? Willie Mae asked. Her eyes narrowed. What you doing out of school? Rob shrugged. I don't know, he said. What do you mean you don't know? Rob shrugged again. Don't be moving your shoulders up and down in front of me, acting like some skinny old bird trying to fly away. You want to end up cleaning hotel rooms for a living? Rob shook his head. That's right. Ain't nobody wants this job. I'm the only fool BL chap can pay to do it. You got to stay in school, she said, else you'll end up like me. She shook her head and reached into the pocket of her dress and pulled out a single cigarette and 2 sticks of 8-ball licorice gum. She put one piece of gum in her mouth and the other went to Rob, lit her cigarette, leaned back in the chair and closed her eyes. Now, she said, the scent of smoke and licorice slowly filled the laundry room. Go and tell me why you ain't in school. On account of my legs being all broken You got to let that sadness rise on up. Oh, said Rob. He let his breath out. He was relieved Willie Mae was wrong. She couldn't hear him. The principal thinks it's contagious, he said. And ain't got no sense. Willie Mae said. He got a lot of certificates, Rob offered. They're all framed and hung up on his wall. I bet he ain't got no certificate for sense, though, said Willie Mae darkly. She rose up out of her chair and stretched. I got to clean some rooms, she said. You ain't going to forget what I told you about them legs, are you? No, ma'am, said Rob. What'd I tell you then? She said, towering over him. Willie Mae was tall, the tallest person Rob had ever seen. To let the sadness rise, Rob said. He repeated the words as if they were part of a poem. He gave them a certain rhythm, the same way Willie Mae had when she said them. That's right, said Willie Mae. He got to let the sadness rise on up. She left the room in a swirl of licorice and smoke. After she was gone, Rob wished that he had to hold her about the tiger. He felt a sudden desperate need to tell somebody. Somebody who wouldn't doubt him. Somebody who was capable of believing in tigers. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give this video a like. Unless if you dislike it, go ahead and dislike that button. Anyways, sorry that I haven't really been active a whole lot. I normally upload about 3 videos daily. But yesterday I only uploaded one. I was busy with hanging out with my family and stuff. I'm sure you guys understand. Anyways,